Today we're going to be working on a light kit for the Subaru. I know it looks like a jungled mess right now. There's our buckets for headlights and taillights. And we have our lights, we have our diagram, how things need to go. So we don't need the car right now, or the receiver. We just need the body and our parts. Stay tuned, folks. Alright guys, what we're going to do is we're going to actually lay this out, right side and left side, and I'll explain to you what's going on here, okay? Okay, so you have these lights, and they're all marked orange. Well, these are your turn signal lights. So, on this one lead that plugs into this box, this is going to be a turn signal side, one side. You see there's one lead and two lights. So you see that? So one of these is going to go up in the front light bucket, like so. Let's see if we can get that on camera here. See that right there. Alright. And this one will go on the rear light bucket, which is right in there, like so. Okay? So that's one side. So we'll do two sides like that, you know, or left side like that, right side like that. And then we'll move on to the white lights, the red lights, and you know, you get the gist of it. And here are our light retainers for our light buckets. Let me get this set up and I'll be right back. Okay, here's how this works. Here's your LED stoppers. A lot of you guys are going to know how to do this already because you've already done this on your own RC cars. But for those of you that do not know, this is a LED stopper. It gets screwed right in like that, okay? So you take your LED, it's just got a flat orientation there. You want to make sure we do this right. Slide that in like so, okay? You see that? Push it all the way up where the light, where it rests right behind the light. You see that? Then we put it in our bucket like so, with our screw holes lined up into the bucket itself. Okay, let me get this screwed in, and then I'll be... Okay, so we have the rear signal in. You'll see how these little LED stoppers work. You get the stopper, hold the light in, doesn't come out, and then you have the screw that holds it to the bucket. And you can see there is our left side, front and rear. So in the end, they'll all be mounted in the body and plugged into the control box. And they will work when you turn left. Well, these will flash and, you know, etc., etc. Okay, so I'll do the other side like this. I'm not going to show you that, but when I go to do the headlights and the taillights, we'll be back. Alright. I got the right-hand side turn signals screwed into the buckets, and we're going to move on to whatever I grab next. How's that sound? This is a white, so these are small whites. I'm going to guess these are reverse lights. So let me just double check that because I don't want to hook these up on. Here's the red. I'm going to guess these are both tail / brake lights. And these are white. These are big. I know those are headlights. And I know these are headlights. So you're going to have 4 beams up front, which is very cool. And so we can start by doing that. Yeah, so we got dual holes there for each beam, and so we'll do that on both sides. And let me grab a stopper here and slide it in there like so, and we will put this guy in like that. I know you want to see this. I know when you're watching these videos you probably want to grab a screw and start doing it too. At least I do, because it's exciting doing these projects, and it's very relaxing too sometimes. Well, most times. Okay, now seeing how these are actually going to be running out the same circuit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this bulb here. See this bulb here? See how cool that looks in there? I'm going to run this bulb to the same opposite hole of this light bucket here, because I just feel that's going to be perfect. I got a feeling one set of these bulbs operate differently than the constant velocity or constant lighting. That I think there's a different circuit, you know. So to keep this uniform without tearing this car apart again after the lights are done, because this is a time-consuming project, and kind of just want to make sure. And again, I'm going to hook this up before it even goes into the car. That's just wise. Okay. Alright. So now we have the outside bulbs, and now we have the inside bulbs to contend with, which we are going to use these guys right here, one on each side. So put our standoff in, like, get your orientation, Kev. You'll be fine. Okay. Here's one, and this one here will go just like that. Grab ourselves our little screw here. I really enjoy when a manufacturer thinks about using screws to hold things in, because it is much stronger and it eliminates all doubt that if these little LED plugs are going to hold, or, you know, is the Lexan strong enough, or did you overbore the hole? You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I would take LED stoppers and screws any day of the week. And yeah, and I'm rambling, but that's okay. As long as I don't respond to myself, I'm still in good shape. Oops, never mind. And the thing with light kits is you generate a lot of spaghetti wire, you know? I mean, they're cool to look at, but the real challenge is not installing them. The real challenge is actually hiding all the wires, you know? So, hey, there's our light buckets, inner and outer headlights, and our turn signal lights are installed. The front no longer get anything else, okay? Moving on to the rears. Let's check our orientation for things. So we have two large reds, so we know where they're going to go. They're going to go into one of these holes, because the other one is a smaller LED, so we know that's going to be a reverse light. So they'll go into that small hole right there, you see? And these are going to be your brake / tail lights. So, and here's the cool thing. Although you have two holes here inside the bucket, the way they do it, you're going to install one light, but look at how they vented that, so you don't know that you only have one bulb in there. You know, that's going to look really, really cool. So just got to make sure that when I install this on, this is the top of the bucket, so I want to make sure that I get both of them, both sides in the same hole. Alright, this guy right here, and I'm gonna go, well, rambling on. But sharing these projects with you, I mean, I don't know, it brings me a lot of pleasure, you know, so maybe you guys enjoy it too. But, I mean, who doesn't enjoy it? If you're watching this channel, or any RC channel, you're obviously enjoying the RC hobby. So, yeah. just so you know, I've worked with this this light kit here before, and it worked fine in one of my scale trail trucks until it was introduced into the river. The LED still worked, but the box short-circuited, and I just had flashing lights. So this kit is not out of the box waterproof, not by any means. This is not waterproof. I'm sure if you worked at it, you could waterproof it, but this car is not going to see water. It will not see water. So yeah. And now we move on to those tiny whites. Wherever they may be, here they are. Okay, these are going to be your reverse lights, alright? So we are going to put them right in like that. Okay. And then we'll start assessing our spaghetti wire we have laying all over the place, which is already starting to become, you know, kind of a mess. But that in itself right there is the challenge. Hiding those wires. That's the biggest challenge of doing any light kit. Simple light kit's fine, you know, easier to hide wires, you know, where nothing happens like turn signals or anything like that. They're non-existent reverse lights now, because you're not actually trying to hide this box either, and run your leads from your receiver to this box so everything works in sequence. So yeah, so I need one more LED stopper, which I thought I broke it. Oh, I did break enough off. Oh, well, there's an extra. So where'd my light bulb go? There it is. Come on. Yeah, this is going to be exciting to see this thing light up. I know Doug's really excited about it, so he's talked about this rally car project for like, I don't know, I think 6 months. And he bought himself a body. Hey, where's that E-clip going on there? That don't go to this project. Alright. So there. And spread these out. Rears and fronts. Okay. But these are long enough to put on my rig. Wow, those are really generous with that wire. So I'm not going to complain about that. Okay. Alright, so now we have a, they supplied the harness diagram to where these, each one of these colors will plug in, you know, so I'm not really worried about that yet as much as I am. Oh, also, how does it work? Okay, so you have this one here that plugs into, where'd that box go? Into channel 1, which is your steering. And then the steering will plug into your receiver, and the lights will actually plug into, or your steering servo will actually plug into here. So left means left signals, right means right signals. So that's how that works. Same thing with your ESC. This one here, this lead here, plugs into channel 2. Then your ESC plugs into here, and then this plugs into the receiver. So yeah, we'll get that wired up, and then before we start to mount this in the car, and we'll have a bench sample, see how it works. Be right back, folks. Alright, folks, I got the buckets installed. I have not mounted a screw yet, but I think I'm going to get away with just having one screw in there, because each one of these buckets has a 3-point double stick tape area. So I think one screw is going to do it, just to hold it in place, because I think one screw's in there, it's going to actually permanently so there's your rear, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Double face tape footprints. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that's actually quite nice, and they're in there very nice. So you see all this mess, this cluster, you know what, of wire. That's what we're going to be working on now, trying to hide that stuff. So I don't think it's going to be that difficult. So yeah, stay tuned, folks. All right, I got some wiring done here. Let's have a look. Coming off there pretty neat. Down here, off the back. Okay, still a lot of wiring here, but I'm not worried about this here because there is a cockpit on order from Tamiya with the 2 drivers in it. So I'll have to probably pop this harness up and this one and this one. Raise those up after we paint the cockpit. Slide the cockpit in and then fix these to the bottom of the cockpit, which would be fantastic. But for now, we're going to go ahead and throw this on the car, plug her up, and see what we look like. Stay tuned. I'll give you a shot. Overall, that don't look bad at all, you know? So when we go to disconnect this, we're going to mark these here. So, yeah, well, no, let's not mark those. We'll mark them from here, because if we mark them from here, we'll have to disconnect 4 leads. This one, this one, this one, and that one. We'll mark them from here with channel 1 and channel 2, because it's kind of a bunch right now. But so if we have to take this off for any reason for repair, that'll be easy, 1 and 2. So, yeah. But overall, that don't look bad. Hold on. Alright. Again, that turn signal over there is driving me nuts. That servo's going to have to be reset. Let's have a look here. Go around the back. I'm going to shut these lights off here in a minute so we can get a look. Rotate it all the way around. Alright, well, right back on the subject here. Yeah, so with projects like this, you know, you're really never done with them. And then Dougie's really eager to get this out on the road, so I think he's going to do some driving. And again, we'll just work on it as we go, you know. Well, thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate it. We'll get you a running video here. Well, when the weather permits. It shouldn't be, I don't know, it's not supposed to be bad today. 50 degrees in January here in the city of Chicago. It may get out today, so we'll see. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers.